Hello everyone. I was asked to look at some matches from DOCT3292. Looks like he is an Alex player, and we're gonna review some of his matches and see what advice, if any, we can give. Hopefully it helps. Let's take a look. Alright, Alex versus Ken. I'm just going to turn the volume real low. Let's see. He's against Flannel Jack. Pretty strong Ken. Good stomp. Good overhead. Yep. Okay. Okay. Decent sequences. Alright, so stomp. In very sparring situations, I would use stomp offensively. Especially not in the neutral. I would reserve it for when they're getting up, your opponent is getting up, or calling out something random from a distance using EX. As you can see, and as you found out, it is reversible by SA3. In the neutral, stomp isn't your go-to move. If you hit, great. If you don't, honestly, it's better to, in this situation, I feel it would have been better to keep your corner position and use your normals to bully them into hesitating to do something, and then you can do something like dash throw, jump in, something like that. Okay. So, interesting. I mean, hard for me to critique when it wins. I would maybe say not using. Oh my lord. Okay. Alright. Look. It was kind of sick. You hit him before he even landed and did knee into EX, but we really, any time a semi-big opening is happening, you need to use heavy flash chop or medium flash chop into powerbomb or whatever your follow-up is. But the most important part is the heavy flash chop. You're going to get big meter gain and bigger damage. Okay, stomp. I think we just need to cool down on the stomps. Try to stay active in other ways. Yep, that's just happens. Let's see it. Oh, broski. That was your round right there. You would have won this right here. Alright. So, one thing I'm already noticing is that he's getting a lot of mileage out of anti-air uppercut. Why he's so freely able to do that is because you're not loading any of his mental stack with any neutral. He's literally looking for you to jump it. Now, great if you can parry it, but as the Ken players that you play against get better, jumping it is going to get harder and harder to do. So you really need to work in neutral with your standing medium kick, forward medium punch, occasional max distance sweep, and get more of their focus on neutral for jump-ins to be successful. Basically, how to make jump-ins successful is to, once you start playing that footsie game, you can walk into their footsie range, and just before they're about to hit you, or even if they're lacking a little bit, you jump. And then, you know, they're putting out a little forward or something like that, and you jump in with it and get them. Good tech. Yep, okay, good. Oh, interesting. I actually like it. Oh, a headbutt. Some decent corner pressure. Ooh, yeah, that's hard to fault you for. Lost a little bit of Oki with that stomp. Yeah. Happens. Let's look at this a little more here.
Alright, so we're gonna have player actually. A flash out doesn't get anything. Oh, Giga just trying to find a way out. He's stuck with pressure. Good stop deep. I'll get the defense. It's not been going that well for him. Firm.
I want to look at the final round.
Yeah, didn't parry that. Close game one ending. I was like, GK does have a bar. Trade almost 2 stacks. So right now, yeah, good dash in. No checking on the dashes right now. Oh my god. Back heavy punch. He's catching a lot of these OS parry attempts.
So you were doing good and then you got hit with a super. What happens here? Block, 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 escape. Anti-airs. That was it right there. I think that was really it. You made an opportunity with your anti-air and you just got your stomp instead. Maybe it was a shoulder rush, but I think really that was really that round. You would have got better positioning if you didn't get the stomp. You could have ended it in a hit confirmation to super or 2 moves. So I think that's an easy change. Interesting. Kind of like it. There you go. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You know, you're just missing big damage there. That would have been your round on already. Oof. Yeah, it's probably just nerves. Ooh, okay. You did a light, which isn't punishable. He thought he could punish it. You just got some wiggle sticks going on. Oof. I mean, you won the round, but the round would have been over 30 seconds earlier with just cleaning up your execution. Okay, getting space. He lets you breathe out of the corner so you get out. Oof. You just need follow through on a lot of your buttons and you would have a lot more damage. Ah. Man, yeah, look at that stun bar. Can you imagine if you did your full damage combo? That would have been your rounds. Like, let's. Let's look at this. Okay, first of all, let's critique just because we are here. Okay, follow through would have been a game changing, momentum changing. All right, Here is when, God, why can't I pause? Jesus Christ. So basically you did air to air, you parried. And then dash forward. Medium punch. You typically want to do knee, buffer super, or knee buffer EX. Here is knee better for meaty. Alright. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that stun. Instead of that EX knee, we definitely should have done Fierce Flash Chop, knee into EX slash or charge shoulder. Slightly more stun, more damage for sure. And that's your round. Interesting, I like it. Being tricky. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Woke up throw. Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, Alex doesn't get a lot of opportunities, to be honest. So when you parry, and this is probably just comes down to execution and being comfortable in a match, but when you parry, you got to make it count. That could have been the round right there. Parry, standing short into SA2. Parry, standing, or parry into medium flash chop into follow-up combo. That would have been it. So really just maximizing on your opportunities. That's biggest takeaway from that. And you know, execution. And not every, you know, and I mess up execution all the time, but if we know that's the focus to go on to, then that's what we need to practice.
Hey, you need to create an enemy chaser.
Alright, so this time it's against say you Alex versus Alex. He picks stun gun. That's rude as shit. So Alex versus Alex is kind of a cluster, but in reality it can be won with just normals. Alright, so I want to talk to about headbutt. So unless you have a huge read on a player, you headbutt is like a late game, late stage move. You want to condition your opponent first before you start opting for a headbutt. Basically, what the reasoning is there is, you know, if you get headbutt, there's really no. If you don't get headbutted and they just don't sit there and you know, it doesn't hit them. Basically, it's a big waste on their Oki, on your Oki rather. So you want to establish early on throws or strikes. You know, establish simple game plan in the beginning, and as you condition them, then you understand that they will start. Oh, now I'm going to parry because he does this, or I'm going to do that. Then that's when you start throwing in headbutt and stuff like that. Now that doesn't mean that you can't do it first move out the gate on your first knockdown, but in reality you'll get way more success out of it and less lost opportunities if you use it later after you do some conditioning against your opponent.
I would say so. Yeah, the thing is, he's really good at picking spots. Honestly,
Good parry.
really good jump art. He has really good burst options to see if he, like lift anything super like fucked up. Like,
This is just kind of a slobber knocker, to be honest.
He's spacing really well with those jumping heavies.
oh my god.
Interesting.
Kill.
Ooh, what in the hell just happened there?
But either way, not really solid. Throw. He's gonna do a lot of damage.
It's surprising skill.
I'm gonna be honest. Up round, I'll say Doc does have some EX. Good parry. Oh my god. Oh, that could have killed. Good like a parry.
What in the hell?
Oh my god.
Forward parry sweep punish. That's
Parry.
interesting. Anyway,
Size up round, I'll say Doc does have some EX and Size does have stun gun. He plays for stun
later in the round, that would have been a perfect time to headbutt. Okay, alright. Stun gun headbutt. It's a gimmick. There are some non-gimmicks about it, but that one was definitely a gimmick. So, in all situations, you can basically jab out of stun gun headbutt. One well-timed jab. On the ascending part of stun gun. So basically once you understand this, you should never really get hit with headbutt, or rather stun gun. But if it's the first time you come across it, then it can be a little surprising. It's basically, the main thing here is if you have nerves in trying to do your jab, you could easily miss it. I think I picked stun gun headbutt against Ricky Ortiz back in I think it was like the pre-Evo West or something like that, and it hit every time. They just didn't understand. Still won, because then they hit me with the Chun-Li super, but so anyway. Okay, escaped it.
be honest. Stun gun fast. If you see it, hold up. Just hold up.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's always that one.
Good corner pressure. You hit a lot of knees, or elbows and knees, and I think you just need to follow through. The round would have been yours. Getting a lot of mileage out of EX knee. I would say that was a good answer. I don't know what this guy is doing, wake up boot, but I think a habit you could change that would give you a lot of mileage is, alright, well, first of all, let's see what's going on. Alex, you block an Alex sweep, that should always be punished with an Alex EX shoulder dash. Almost every sweep against every character in Third Strike you can punish with Alex's EX. That needs to be like a ingrained habit. Definitely needs to be like second nature. There was one more thing I wanted to look at here. Okay, again with the headbutt. I think if you swap out, instead of headbutt, just tell yourself you're gonna car throw and see where that lands you. I think if you just swap that out and then, later after you get mileage out of that, then do headbutt, I think that's your move. Swap out headbutt with car throw. Sorry, the dog wanted to come in and watch some Third Strike. I like the stomps and such. It's good to be tricky, but I think you lose control in some of these matches by doing stomps. Ooh. Are you calling out? Oh my, interesting. Yep. Standing jab would have got him. Yeah, you gotta stop it with the headbutts. That's all your opportunities are down. All your momentum gets killed. Honestly, yeah, conditioning on their wake up is the biggest thing for you to get the most mileage out of. Just hitting them with like a low, if you're out that range where basically only headbutt hits, because you're like trying to get up on them, but you don't have enough time to get really up on them, so you opt for headbutt. Opt for either walk slightly just a tiny millimeter further car throw, or even stay at that range and just hit them with like a low forward on their wake up. Make them think about other options. I love the DDT. There's a reason why that works, and well, maybe that's another time, but oh, that was your Brown. You get your hits. You just need follow through on your combos. Excuse me. Jab. Yes. So you do know. You just had nerves. This should be your round right here. No, hold up doesn't work. It could work if they do a bad setup. Okay. Oh, he got you back with it. So, I think the biggest takeaway here is that because you were focusing a lot on like offensive stuff, he got basically all in all the biggest mileage he got away with was like these jump-ins, uncontested, or he got off with very low risk or very low damage on his done to him. So playing the neutral and being really comfortable with your normals in neutral in the Alex vs. Alex match, and just making sure that jump-ins are not successful is really the biggest takeaway key here. Mirror matches are always a little zany, but that's why control and dictating the flow and momentum is super important. Tournament of Thrones. Shout out to Tournament of Thrones. It's a cool thing they got going on here. Alright, so let's see the third one. We're against... Is this another Alex vs. Alex? No. UFO FGC. Another Alex vs. Alex. Okay. Doing great, to be honest. You can see that a lot of your mileage was at a pure normals. Alright, when you use Wake Up Stomp as a defensive move on your Wake Up, don't use EX. Get real comfortable on when to use light or medium, but don't use EX. Save your meter. Light or medium will work just fine.
Boy, do the split. Damn, they bamming, boys.
Yeah, this was your round. You just need to follow through on your buttons. So much mileage out of that. I would just against Alex, it's probably all right. But against all other characters, because they have good low options, it's not going to be good. Is this guy going to turn his stick around and play? Oh God. Okay. Turn the table around. All right. Oh, my stick was upside down. No wonder I lost.
We got some wrestling going on, Black Ear Slim says. They are bamming, boys. They are bamming. Now, where are we in the bracket? Winners final. No, I'm sorry, losers quarterfinal. So it is a first to two. Chop. Kick, chop. That's what I think of when I see Alex players play. Just kick, chop. Like parappa the rapper shit.
Oh, that would have been a perfect time for your headbutt.
Mustard, it looks like UFO has swapped his colors to pea green.
Oh my lord.
Downtown DDT. Oh my god, the disrespect. Alright, elbows, man, they are just, it's so hard to keep up with commentary.
Wow, this is really back and forth.
Is that pea green? That's pea green versus the mustard.
Oh no. Okay. So there's a lot going on, kind of just a slobber knocker, but I would say get more comfortable or start working power bomb on their wake up
It's like, Dragon Ball Z with you saying
more often.
they're going so fast. You can't
Power bomb.
naked eye of like the civilians and like old people. I'm that old guy. I'm having a really hard time.
Seems like you have good reads, just you need the follow through. That's a literal world of difference.
What a move. He can't even punish himself. Good text from Hustle. Never seen UFO take it back. He's gonna hold it down. EX elbow on a EX elbow. I don't know if that was a punish or UFO was pushing home.
Hey, you won.
Alright, Doc takes it 2-0 very quickly.
I mean, honestly, you did fine. It would have been even more in your favor if you followed through with your random hits. Other thing to note probably is get in the habit of, after jumping in, to do a standing move, like standing strong instead of crouching strong. But I think that was a good match for you. Alright, so let's look at this final one.
Oh, actually, no, I take it back. We got Doc 3 versus Bird Kicks up next. Okay.
So bird kicks, I'm pretty sure this is a
My bad.
Chun player.
Doc 3 versus Bird Kicks. The winner.
Probably a.
And then the
I'm-
winner of that makes
I think he's who I think he is. I think he's a pretty strong bird player, Chun player. So this is a tough match for Alex.
this is the last first.
Does he got notes? No. Okay. Oh,
So every match.
phone in pocket, not on table. All right.
We still got loser semis. Of course, losers bracket. The loser has a safe drive home. The winner stays alive. Then we got Doc Trey, Alex versus. Didn't they play already? I want to say they played in winners, didn't they? Let me go back and check. This might be a run back, though. Anyway, somebody let me know in the chat if this is a run back. I can't go back and look back right now because we are commentating. And
Okay, just needed your car throwing that jump in, and your momentum would have started.
quick little normal. So we got Bird Kicks versus Doc Trey.
Oof.
Bird Kicks. Like the actual Bird Kicks, not his name. Alright, so those guys are just trying to get the footage, trying to get that positioning right. Respect. No meter building though, which is very curious. But I guess
Oof, that jumping, man. So in that situation, and even in the previous situation, I would say that when you're jumping in and it's going to be hard to do a normal combo after a hit jump in, buffer super. Jump in with your fierce bunch or fierce or roundhouse and buffer super. Hit confirm that on those awkward distances. The other thing I would say is that you have to be very deliberate against Chun, because you two just flowing about, Chun's normals are going to win, right? So it's hard to win, but you do have to play the footsie game a little bit to get Chun. That would have been perfect, but you threw him out of the corner. Just probably a little bit of nerves and habit. But corner throw against Chun is a possible win of a game. Parry into throw. That would have been it. Parry into knee super. It's really, you're doing good stuff. You just need to get polished and clean up what you do after your right decision. Because you make some good decisions. It's the follow-up that needs work. Oh. There we go. Another very good thing in this matchup is after you condition them to doing certain things on jumping and they get used to parrying or throwing you or doing some kind of shimmy when you land, is to jump in with a button and then super. Yeah, so I mean the biggest takeaway here is that's, first of all, it's a super rough match. Chun player hit you twice, big whoop-de-doo, like, it's, you know, yay. I would say the biggest thing here is you died with basically two full stock supers. When you woke up and they had no supers and you had two supers, like, I want to see a bunch of EX shoulders, make them prove to you that they can red parry it. Neutral, playing in neutral, you know, crouching medium kick, standing medium kick, mixed in with EX slashes. Like, if you're down and it's drastic, start putting use into that meter that you gained. Try not to die with a bunch of meter. Oh. Getting those jump-ins. We need the combo. The execution is really... You're making great decisions. Interesting. Yeah, your parries just need to lead into big damage. You would have had that round already. There's not a lot of nuanced stuff for me to talk about here. Alex is a pretty simple character, easy to play, hard to win with. You get your hits. Yes. What happens though? Oh, Lord. Okay. Interesting. Not sure what Chun was doing. Yep, get a little antsy. Gotta force yourself to block sometimes. So basically, in this situation, when you're, because look, you got to play the neutral game a little bit, but man, your air parries are on point. After you start blocking a lot of normals, they're gonna start to try to opt to throw car throw you. Oh,
choice, okay.
oh, that was the round again.
Okay. DOCT3292 showing us some different Alex tactics here. Oh, universal overhead. I thought that was going to be a super, but maybe
So basically, after you force the Chun-Li player to start,
one good
oh man,
here could end the
oh, I don't know, maybe that was an EX, but actually normal shoulder was the right call, but buffering and waiting for them to parry and cancel into super.
this round.
Right call, again, just the follow through.
Another crack at bird kicks. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. Ducks the
Power bomb would have been perfect there.
to the corner. Oh. All right. So again, just
That's another thing against characters like Chun and other short characters. You want to opt for the close standing forward, the knee. Yeah. Oh.
capitalize too much on it. Okay.
Anyway, what I was saying is, when you get the Chun player to recognize that you're going to be blocked, oh, that hurts. That's a tough one. Yeah, that's the Chun mix-up. So what I'm saying is that when you get the Chun player to understand that you're just going to be blocking a lot of their normals, so then they start to do their walk-up car throw, etc. That's when you engage your stomp play or cheeky defensive headbutt or even things like crouching jab to bait their down parry into super. Because this way, you did pretty good against the Chun player, but this way, it's kind of like, if you guys go blow for blow, unfortunately, Chun still wins, because at least one of those trade-offs is going to land into a Chun super, which then lands into Grey Oki and mix-up for her, and if she has another super, that's it, right? So all in all, pretty good. Pretty decent decision making. I think that you need to just be in the mind state that, like, having a button press needs to be with full purpose, meaning that if you press medium punch, you should be buffering and almost committing to a slash. Typically, slashes are going to be safe unless you're playing against a freak that red parries them. There's kind of no reason to do a medium punch close range and not follow through. Heck, follow through with, EX shoulder, EX slash, something. Because honestly, I think half of those matches, if you followed through with those, they would have been your round. Other than that, I think your decisions were good. Just cool it a little bit on the stomps and the headbutts. Instead of headbutt, opt for car throw or a strike to start conditioning them, and then throw in headbutt once you start getting a read on them. It's kind of like trying to make a prediction before you read like the first chapter of a book on it, The EX knees, honestly, you got a lot of mileage out of them. I think in some situations, like when they were jumping, etc., it was good. But using it as a punish isn't really my go-to, just because you can get so much more damage and even more stun. The flash hop doesn't mean you have to throw them out of the corner. There's follow-ups that you can still get the positioning that you want that knee gives you. Other than that, just a little more control in the neutral by forcing yourself to use your neutral tools a little more. And when you force neutral, then it will force the other player to do things like jump, and then you can have anti-airs prepped and ready to rock. And shutting those down is just, if shutting jump-ins down is just basically free damage, and then obviously you get to start your sequences after that. But otherwise, I don't know how long you've been playing, but pretty good job. A lot of moments of brilliance, followed by with a little bit of failure, but honestly, a follow-up or two with a little bit of more solid execution, and you'll go much further in tournaments for sure. You're already in top 8 in this tournament. I assume it's a local or something. But it's a jazzy circuit nonetheless, so I think bright future ahead for this Alex player for sure. Alright, I hope some of those tips help. Have a good one.